Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies as we continue with part 3, Tarot Symbolism, the third numbered card, the Empress, liberates, by Manly P. Hall. An article taken from the All-Seeing Eye, Volume 5, Number 5, February, 1931. Whereas Isis, personifying the mystery schools, is the patroness of the second or philosophic birth, bringing souls into the light of truth through an immaculate conception, nature, the inferior mother, brings forth out of her own abundance the innumerable genera which cover the surface of the earth. Every man is born twice. By the first birth he enters into mortal constitution and draws the fold of his fleshly mantle over the shining face of his interior radiance. Later, through addiction to philosophy, he is born again into the nobler sphere of reason, where he beholds a universe completely hidden from the ignorant and revealed only to such as have followed in the footsteps of wisdom. The Empress signifies the mystery of the first birth, the lunar chemistry which, through humidity, liberates the solar sperm, thus sounding the creative word that sets the 7 builders to their task of uprearing a house to be the domicile of life. In the Kabbalah, the Empress is Binah, the third globe upon the great tree of life. She is the great mother receiving into herself the ever-flowing power of Chokhmah, the father of wisdom. According to certain Kabbalistic systems, Binah is synonymous with Saturn and gives birth out of herself to the 6 Elohim, or 4 matters of the world. These 6, moving upon the face of the deep, call forth from the darkness the shadowy form of Malkuth, the earth, which is often referred to as the bride of the heavenly man. Malkuth consists of the 4 elements, precipitated within a 5th, which is the crystal retort of alchemy. Because she is the mother of the Elohim and the star spirits, and because also, when reflected into matter, she is ever the fertile earth, the Empress was often depicted in the early tarot decks as pregnant. In the symbolism of the present card, she is depicted as seated to represent that she is an eternal foundation, immutable and immovable. Her red robe signifies those impulses which ensures the preservation of the species. Her violet overrobe is the lunar color of ether and reminds the student that the impregnation is an ethereal and not a physical mystery. The eagle signifies Scorpio, the great hierarchy of celestial influences which are the seat of all physical generation. Her scepter, surmounted by the orb and cross, reveals her sovereignty over the world which she rules through the laws of polarity. She is crowned with 9 stars, the mystic symbol of generation, and the 3 points of her crown, each double, bear witness to the 6 sons who have come forth from her to rule the 6 days of creation. The Empress is winged, for she abides in those aerial diffusions which the ancients termed the Azonic sphere. Generation, like the gods, is not limited to time or space, but is a principle extending throughout the mundane universe, manifesting spontaneously in all quarters of the world. Behind the Empress is the magnificent sunburst, for the sun must ever be the power behind generation, and while the moon is a medium of incarnation, all spirits are derived from the solar light. Therefore, this card reveals that generation bears witness to the incalculable solar splendor, and that the mother gives birth, not of herself, but by virtue of the solar mystery which is within her. Nature is seated upon a triple throne. The steps are her witnesses, for generation manifests through the mineral, vegetable, and animal kingdom. Man being actually an animal, She is also seated upon a three-dimensional sphere, for her creations must exist in dimension and place, so that these qualities become her witnesses. The eyes upon these steps signify that the lower kingdoms are in reality divine hierarchies imprisoned for a little while in material organisms. We have added to the outer symbolism the little shield, bisected horizontally, containing within it the triangle and the three dots. The triangle signifies by its position and detail the anatomy of the Great Mother. The base of the triangle rests in the field of matter, but its apex rises to the light. This apex represents the summit of generation, which is absorbed in the effulgency of the creative light. The two dots below the meridian of darkness are the Pythagorean symbols of the binary, the hateful number of chaos, the yin of the Chinese. 2 is the number of the mother because throughout generation, 2 elements are necessary. This polarity destroys the equilibrium, which is the potentiality of the monad. The 2 is declared to be the root of the multitude, even as the 1 is the prototype of all unity in nature. Whereas in the sphere of God, 1 is the most holy number, since enlightenment always exists in terms of unity. In the sphere of nature, 2 is the most holy number. The 2 also bears witness to the divine purpose throughout all the spheres of generation. All that is eternal then exists in the 1, or the Great Father, while all impermanence, such as personalities or bodies, exist in the 2. The 1 overshadows the 2, and the 2 is the material foundation of the 1. United, they become the 3, which is the equilibrium of God and nature, by which dissolution of these elements is suspended until the evolution of generating souls is complete, when the assumption of the Virgin will take place and the 2, or the Mother, will be absorbed into the radiance of the Sun. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.